We've now created the hydroponic farm. That's been fed off from our new wells of our fresh water, and we've now opened up our, obviously our, fully opened up our polluted water exchange. We've cracked open from the geyser, so we've actually got fresh water coming down at about 64 degrees in temperature. Coming through, it's down to about 36, down to about 26. Hey, g'day and welcome back to another episode of Oxygen's Not Included. In this session we're going to focus on a couple of things. So we're going to focus on building a medical bay, which we're going to build here. We're also going to extend and put a couple of more cots, and that will allow just to get one or two more duplicants as well. Obviously we've got a duplicant waiting. The next thing is it's going to be a bit of an exploratory trip. So we're actually going to seal this off a little bit here. And start to explore down, because I actually want to explore to see what's inside this unknown, but I also want to see how vast the cold system is here, and see if we can actually use the colder biome, the -20, -30, to try and cool down some of the temperatures that we actually have at the moment. So we've also got a nice collection of phosphorates. And other sort of hard metals that we may be able to use as well, but they're the two things we want to achieve today. So without ado, let's get into it. So the first thing we're going to do is start building our medical bay. Now our medical equipment, as you can see here, we've got the medical bed, and we've got the laboratory. It's all still the same size, so we're all it's all within a normal level. So we're just going to build it at the same level going across, and once again just extend that ladder up so we can access it from both sides. We want to put the door on either side, so therefore it will classify itself as a medical. If we go down here, it will classify itself as a med bay, and as you said, the med bay, sick duplicants assigned to the med bay within the bay are less likely to spread disease. You must have a medical bed, a toilet, one table, and no industrial machinery. Okay, so let's build that. That's in there. So first of all, we want to actually make sure that, because we're going to put a toilet in there, we're also going to be able to use it for all things. Now what I'm actually going to do, and unfortunately it means that I'm going to strike the plumbing a lot further than I wanted to do, but I'm actually going to put a normal wash basin up here, and I'm actually going to put my plumbed toilets down here in this area here. So we've got our bed. We needed, what else did we need? We needed a table and a toilet. So there we go. So we'll build our outhouse. And the only reason I'm putting the toilet there is I'm going to limit this to one door. I've got to admit, I haven't been completely happy that I can't put a sanitizer on both sides. So we'll put that there. We'll put our little table that they require you to have. There, and the reason I'm leaving this is because what I actually want to build, and I know that was sort of thing, is I actually want to build a farmer chamber, and also an apothecary in here as well. So actually I'll build the apothecary outside, which is actually for making medicine. But definitely I'll build the farmer chamber. It's not built yet, but that will actually sort of sit in the middle here. I'll just put a normal door there. The other thing I'm going to do, because I notice when I look at the oxygen, I've got a good concentrate of oxygen here, but then we break down to sort of bearable oxygen here. So what I'm going to do is just open this up now, so you can actually just get some airflow into the area, and hopefully what that will do is it will start to allow the air to start flowing through. Now what I've also done is I've picked the airflow and not the mesh tiles. What the mesh tiles does is actually also open up liquids, and therefore if you get people that are sick or dropping, it drops it all the way through. So in this case here we're just doing the air throw. So let's speed that up, and we'll see you in the morning. So we're building down, and I just want to explore into the unknown, and what I'm actually going to do now is I'm actually going to open this. So now it's open, so I have no concerns on, and that will allow some oxygen to go down. I know the problem with that is it's also going to spread some areas out. So now that I've let a little bit of oxygen down, I'm now going to lock it, or auto. What we're going to do is once we break it down to the level ground, I'm just going to drop another an algae terranium down here, and that will obviously start getting rid of some of the carbon dioxide that's going to pull down the bottom. Okay, great job guys. So they've really dug in there, they've already built the algae terranium. If you have a look at that, what I can also do is I can mop up that area, which is actually going to generate the water for them that they need for the... Okay, and that's now producing the exactly what we need. So obviously it's going to take a while to actually build. But I can actually leave this one here for a while as I keep on exploring, because obviously now that this has started to open up this area, I can now have a look at what we've got. We've got a lot of chlorine here, some hydrogen here, polluted oxygen here. Germs, unfortunately we've got sort of germs in this area here. And we're going to need the chlorine to start tidying up these germs. I was hoping to find another geyser, but I haven't found... submit sample. Let them come down as they start submitting samples. And we've opened it. What do we got? We got some piña pepper plants growing away here because the temperature is 20 degrees, but I thought we needed 30 to 85 because of the body temperature. We got a nice little table here. And we've got a vending machine. So let's rummage through the vending machine, and we should be able to get some food here. There we go. We've got a couple of little bit of food. Now the table unfortunately is just for decor, but we can use that, and we've got some ladders, and we've got some water we can use. I was hoping we could see a little bit more into this area, and what I'll be able to do now is take an easier route. Obviously that helps with oxygen because it's actually oxygenated. I don't want to get into the hydrogen, but I should be able to build into this area here just to have a bit of a look. There doesn't appear to be any slime, and I do just want to explore down this area. I don't want to cut into the ice. Where else have we got that we can explore? So the other area that would be okay for exploring would be following, once again, these channels and following it up this way. The tough bit about here is once we crack this water open, this is definitely going to be a very heated area. So we can maybe go up through this part here and see how that works. Alright, but as you said, we wanted to do the medical bay. We got the medical bay open. We've got the table, and now it's classified itself as a medical bay. Now just going to drop a couple more cots up here and open our third barracks. So let's drop another cot there, another cot there, a couple of paintings. What are you doing? You're idle. And you're Grimly. Okay. We're about 10 minutes in. Our Grimly little walker bow here. So now this is probably a perfect time to start using the water, which we've got a nice portion of water here, or liquid here. And we've got obviously our holding tank for our polluted water. We are going to use this area here. It's probably not the best area to sort of run through, because I'm now going to be running pipes this way and this way. It's going to make it a little bit awkward, but it's the way that I've designed it. So as much as it's not my preferred choice, we're going to work with what we've got here. So what we're going to do is we're going to turn this area now into toilets and showers using the plumb system. So basically we're going to come into here. We can actually see we've got a proper lavatory, and we've got showers, and then when we were under the medical, we've actually got sinks, and so that's what we're going to replace these guys with. So we'll do it one at a time. We do have a toilet and wash basins up here, just to help us out. So let's knock these out of the way, and we'll start disabling those. The other one we want to drop in, as we said, was our shower. So we're going to drop our shower. Oh, we can't drop our shower in the morning, in the middle, because it's a fraction taller. Alright, so let's have a think. Alright, okay, so now that we've just sort of had a bit of a think of what we're going to do, what we are going to do is we're actually going to build the shower and the ablutions just in this area here. So it does mean that I'm going to cut a little into a little bit more storage area, but it does also mean I'm running my piping short. So it just means it's a quick filter in, and then straight into the ablution or the polluted water here. So this is what we're going to build. This way we're not tearing down here. I'm actually going to use this area because the area is actually quite cool. So we're actually going to put some more plants here. So once again, this will probably be more of a feeding area that we'll go through. So let's build the toilets and the showers. The oxygen is quite good at the moment, and you can see by putting in those oxygen vents that we did before, it's really opened up and it allowed the oxygen to sort of flow through nicely. Alright, so we'll speed that up as we start building this area. Now we can actually look at our water and pumping. So it's going good. We're slowly clearing this tank. This will allow us then to actually crack this open. And once we've got that in there, then we can actually start exploring more. Now we've got another little one here, so we may actually explore down and have a look in that area as well. We're going to the air vents actually worked very well, so we're actually just going to sort of help with the airflow itself by dropping 2 per floor. And hopefully that just makes sure we keep a balance of oxygen throughout the entire area. Said we're running a little bit short of food, so we'll just create a little bit more lice life there. So what we also want to do now that we've got this worked out is we want to start doing our plumbing, so we can actually bring our plumbing in. And we've got 2 things we can do, but we don't want the hot water. This is going to be very hot soon. So we're actually going to bring the water up through here, run it along the bottom, and lock it in like so. With our polluted water we will run I'm not sure where you can run it through each of the taps, so this will actually be a learning. We'll see if we can run it this way. We're going to have to build another wall across the top there as we bring our polluted water down through. And then down inside. So we'll drop that. We've got another food, so we're actually going to grab another dupe. Alright, here we go. So let's have a quick look at what we've got here. We've got a level 2 miner, and as much as he's well spread over the top, he's a loud sleeper and he's non-constructor, so he's actually not going to build. And is destructive. We've got a pacifist that won't fight. I don't have a problem with that. He's a quick learner, but he's destructive when he gets stressed. And we've got a level 7 runner, Iron Guts, which is good for diarrhea. Twinkle Toes, good for athletics, but he's going to go to the toilet a lot. So we're actually going to grab the builder, and you know what? Welcome to the team, Hellboy. So. Oh, better put your full name in there, don't you? 23. I don't know why it does that, but that's alright. 23 Hellboy. And welcome to the team. Right, so that may actually keep it going for a while, so that gives us a good level of duplicants. Throw a couple of doors on here. Whoops, we just want the pneumatic. We're not trying to keep any liquids or air out of there. Come on, little fella, get out of there. So we got a bit of a problem with our old hatch. I mean, I'd like to keep him. My mistake. Definitely my mistake. I left the door open and he got out. So. Alright. There you go. So everyone should. So let's just have a good look now. So we've now built the a full automated shower facility. I think the main one is you'll find most of these are Grimly. Let's have a look as we go through on each of these characters. Grimly, Grimly. He's not Grimly, so we should hopefully, they all should take turns in actually having showers at the moment. Okay, so we're just going to deconstruct this building, and the reason we're going to do that is I don't want them to continue the walk through here on the hot water once I've cracked open this valve here. So we're going to discontinue this. I've got enough water here to keep me busy for a while, so now it's still pumping water, but it's only pumping small amounts of water. As it just drains the last of this water out. So what are we going to do is just wait for it all to sort of drip inside here, and then I'm going to turn off the filter. Okay, so we're just going to build this little holding tank here. Then I'm going to run a pump in, and that will keep it. So now we should be able to build that second one that we couldn't get to before. Excellent. That's locked it in there. So now we've got a nice little water catchment area, and if I actually, I just need to run some water in there, and which I will, because what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to build another lot of agriculture over here and food, and that will get that area going nicely over there. Okay, so the last thing we want to do, because this is done dry, we've got no more leaking, we're just going to turn this valve to 0 because we don't want any more water to go into here. So that's actually set. We're going to crack open this geyser here, so without any further ado, for the last bit of this session, we're going to crack into this geyser, which will then take my next holding tank. The next phase is going to be how we actually route that water to try and get it into this cold biome to actually cool it down. But for now, and get out of there, run. So let's have a look. Was there much damage done? So sopping wet, toasty surrounding, light wounds. So the light wounds, I think, are from the stained injuries. But what are we talking about in regards to injuries there? Okay, so we're still good. A little bit of stress. Bladder's at 90%. Breathing's 100. Stamina. So we're all okay, actually. It wasn't that bad. So now let's let the hot water go down, and that will slowly make its way into our holding tank. And that'll be fine. So now that it actually drips in, I haven't completely, I don't know whether I need to contain this geyser into a separate little holding thing. I could drop a door here, and then the door would have the ability to sort of turn this on and off and make sure that this is contained as well. So we might actually just do that, just once again, just to give it a go. Put a door here. The water we've got here is still at 55 degrees, and we knew that was going to happen. Also with the plumbing, we know we've got full liquid here, and if we actually drop onto the liquid, to put it up there, you can actually see the temperature of the liquid in the pipe. So that's at 30 degrees, 31, 27 and 24. So it's definitely a lot warmer. Okay, so we've created the airlock there. We will be able to open and close that from outside. This will allow the geyser to, once again, to refill, to fill it up. And this will all flow down into this area here. 48 degrees, so it's already dropped a little bit considering this is 51, this is 54, this is 54. So I do expect this to go up a bit, but like as we said, we want to try and bring it down. That's 22, minus 27, minus 36. So that's what we're really aiming to, is to get it down here to cool it down. So we've got a nice collection of water here. This is a little bit low, but we are going to drop some more plants and grow some more plants in these areas as well. So these plants here, you're looking at 10 to 30 degrees, so it's well within those levels. Atmosphere can be oxygen and polluted oxygen or carbon dioxide, so I can keep it low, and even if there's carbon dioxide in there, it will still grow. And the air pressure 150 to 10,000 grams. So once again, it's easy to grow as we have those sort of that area. So what we're going to do now is we're going to turn this and cultivate this into another area where we can actually grow millwood, and that will just make sure we've got enough food and we're not eating dirt, which is what we're actually eating at the moment. So bring that down, and we've got hydroponic farm. We're actually going to start replacing some of these tiles with hydroponic tiles. So we're going to delete these. Now that we've got those in there, once again, we're not going to use the blossom seeds, because the blossom seeds are 5 to 23. So even though this is, well, it's actually over 23 now, we're just going to take the millwood. Alright, so we'll just speed this up so we can actually finish on the hydroponics here. Because they're planted, but they are going to need water to continue growing. So now they've harvested these two, I'm actually going to uproot the small ones, because I'm going to replace these with hydroponics as well. Where it says the plants have died, that's just actually up through the uprooting. It's not that the plants have actually died. Food shortage is a concern though. We should actually have a nice collection of mill lice, so that's alright. They will start growing that now. Okay, so if we look at our plumbing now, we do, and it's just started. We've now started the plumbing that's going straight into the hydroponics. So the last one we want to do is actually now delete these guys here and replace them. I don't think it actually no, it doesn't allow you to replace, so just deconstruct these. This is going to be funny because I assume they're just going to build them and then they're going to fall through to the next floor. So hopefully I can do this and they can walk on air. No, fall through. Really? They're just going to stay trapped there. Sometimes you wonder, don't you? But now they're building that. They'll build their little bridge. Interesting to know though, because obviously if you don't plant them properly, they're just going to trap themselves. So yeah, he's busting to go to the toilet, but he would have stayed there until he was in trouble. So let's just run the piping through again, straight through to there. Let's quickly plant some crops, some millwort seeds. Okay, and that's it for today. So what we've now done is we've now created a hydroponic farm. We've now created the hydroponic farm. That's been fed off from our new wells of our fresh water, and we've now opened up fully opened up our polluted water exchange. We've cracked open from the geyser, so we've actually got fresh water coming down at about 64 degrees in temperature. Coming through, it's down to about 36, down to about 26. So it's actually not a bad system because it actually has cooled down. If we're looking at this, you can still see a bit of heat in this area here. You can definitely see some heat down in here, but you've got the cold water there, so it's quite interesting. And we'll see how that pans out because I do want to explore into that area as well. But 28 degrees is actually quite good. I'm happy with that. This water's still sitting here as 26 degrees, and obviously the holding tank is 24 degrees, so it's slightly higher, but it's not high enough to do a major amount of damage yet. So yeah, it was actually it was a good little session. So the next session, when we are actually going to build our next lot of oxygen generators, which means we can get rid of things such as the algae deoxidizer, because that's all we're surviving on at the moment. We're surviving on literally 3 algae plants and 1 algae deoxidizer for this entire area. But we're definitely borderline, and as you can see now, we're starting to make the air unbreathable. So in our next session, we're going to, now that we've got our water tank, we're actually going to start building our electrolyzers and actually generating oxygen through our electrolyzer, and we're actually going to start pumping oxygen back down through the colony itself. This in return is going to actually produce hydrogen, which then we're actually going to build a hydrogen generator to actually control that oxygen. So stay tuned, and we look forward to seeing you in the next session. I hope you've enjoyed it. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and hit the likes down there, and we'll see you in the next session. Thank you very much.